Hey, it's Blast on Mike, and welcome to Blast on Mike's Fire Rock TV show. And today I have the distinct pleasure of interviewing a guy that I was told about from Jeff from Jupiter Night. And he does a tribute to Hank Jr. called Family Tradition, which they will be playing in September or October of next year in my hometown. So it's kind of ironic that we were paired together with each other, correct?
Exactly. Kismet.
So introduce yourself to everybody. Tell them who you are and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, no, my name's Scott Burton. I front Family Tradition. We're a Hank Williams Jr. tribute band. We're excited to get this thing off the ground. We've already had quite a few gigs under our belt, and we're trying to build this thing to be a monster.
So how long have you been doing this?
We got serious about it around February of this year, and we played our first show in June, and so we've just been trying to go wide open ever since then.
So where have you been playing? Have you been playing outside Kentucky a lot, or?
Oh yeah, we played Columbus. We played uh, King of Clubs. That was
Rick's
fun.
Club. No, Rick.
Yeah. King of Clubs and JD Legends. We played Illinois. We got some shows in Pittsburgh coming up, West Virginia, Virginia. So yeah, we're trying to branch out all over the United States and then some, actually.
So the big places for you will be probably as you go along, like casinos, uh, festivals like the Star Festival, and like just little things here and there that a lot of people show up for, and these
Right,
small
right.
little towns.
Right.
So
Yeah, I was just gonna say we just had booked today some outdoor festival, and I don't have the dates, but you can go check our website, hankjrtribute.com, and it'll have all the dates on there. So yeah, we got some outdoor festivals. We booked just recently booked the Hillview Fair in Hillview, Kentucky, where we're going to be open up for Thunderstruck there, and that's June 7, I think. But like I said, just check out the website; it'll have all the dates there.
now you just got to get hooked up with Kid Kentucky, man, and you'll be swimming in it then.
That's right. Yeah, we talked about that for sure.
um, yeah, I just did an interview with a tribute called American Soldier, and he does a Toby Keith tribute, and he just started too. And
Oh, yep. I've seen some YouTube videos of that show. Yeah.
he does a great job. You know, the thing is, when you do a tribute to somebody that is no longer here, you know, or you do something like ACDC or, even Hank Jr. Hank Jr. is finally playing Kentucky next year because he's
Right.
playing in Ashland at the big Rock the Country
Music
thing.
festival. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know when the last time Hank Jr. was here, to be honest. I mean, um, it's it's pretty cool, I mean, I've seen a lot of tribute bands in my life, and you know, um, of course, we know the Elvis and the Kiss tributes, but it's
Right.
kind of cool when you do a specialty tribute like you're doing because how many people are doing Hank Jr. right now?
I think there's only one other tribute in the nation right now, and I'm not sure they're still playing anymore. I haven't checked in a while because, but I think there's only one out there. All my rowdy friends. I think that's it. Don't.
And when you go into doing something like this, I know you have a music background because you played with Jeff in bands when you all were younger and stuff like that. Do you sit and study Hank Jr. video over and over and over and over again to get the moves down, to get the whole mannerism?
Uh, yeah, we watch a lot of live stuff, but the main thing that we concentrate on is album quality songs. We want them to be tight, just like you heard them around the campfire, cruising around town when you're young. That's the main thing that we really concentrate on. But yeah, absolutely, we bring some of his live show aspects, and I bring the tom out for Kalijah and stuff like that. So yeah, we try to incorporate some of that, but the main thing we really want to concentrate on is the music, and we bear down. That's why we're here tonight. We're going through it again. We go through it all the time just to make sure we got everything we want to give the music the respect it deserves.
What do you remember? What the first song was that you learned of Hank Jr.?
That's a good question. It had to have been All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over Tonight, because that's we start the show with that one, and that's the big, we're coming out and punching you in the face with it right now.
Do you all do like "There's a Tear in My Beer" too and stuff like that?
Yeah, we do a little tribute to Hank Sr. Of course, we do a lot. Of course, Kalijah is a Hank Sr. song. You go look back, and there's a lot of Hank Sr. songs that he did, and we do quite a bit. But we do break it down and do a little tribute to Hank Sr. We do "There's a Tear in My Beer" and a "Honky Tonkin'." We actually have 31 songs in the whole show right now.
So
we do a bunch.
When you put this together, okay, when you all put this together, obviously it took a little bit because you have to put certain elements together. Did you go back through his whole catalog, and was it hard to pick songs?
It's so hard to pick songs because he has so many good songs, and that's another reason we got our main show, but then we come in here when we go to these shows, and still people yell out songs that we don't do, and so we make note of those songs, and so we come in here and we're like, okay, let's work on that song. So down the road, next time we play there, maybe a year later, we can throw in some new songs, because you don't want to do the same show for year after year after year. But
Yeah.
that's the beauty of Hank Jr. He's got so many songs. We can do 31 completely different songs next year in the next show, and it still be just a kick-ass show. You know what I mean?
So, what are the 5 most songs that you got to play of Hank Jr.? What are the 5 ones that are mandatory?
Country Boy Can't Survive. Got to do that. That's the funny thing too. That's another reason we came. Every show we've played, we've left it out, and every show we played, people yell out "Weatherman." So, boom, we had to throw "Weatherman" in there. The thing about it, there's songs that you have to do, but then there's songs that like you said, you go back and listen to the catalog, and you're like, I don't remember that song, but that song is killer. And one of those songs that we do is called "Whiskey on Ice," and I just absolutely love that song. And it starts acoustic, and then the whole band comes in. It's just an explosion of sound, and I just love that song. And of course, you got to do "All My Rowdy Friends Are Coming Over Tonight." We do like "Old Habits." That's one of my favorites. That's one of those old beer drinking Hank songs that you got to do. And "All My Rowdy Friends Have Settled Down." That's another one. I can remember that. I grew up in Texas. I've lived in Texas for a little while growing up, and of course Hank Jr. was huge down there. But that song takes me right back there every time I hear it. Every time we play it, I'm back in Texas, with my dad's friends, all sitting around playing, singing, and yeah, there's staples that you got to do, but there's so much more that you want to do.
Yeah. How long is one of your shows?
We do a 2-hour show.
2 hours. Wow.
Yeah. We're ready for a 2-hour show. Some of the shows they ask for an hour and a half. And like I'm sure when we open for Thunderstruck in Hillview next summer, it'll probably be a little bit shorter than that. But our whole show is 2 hours. We're ready. That's bam, 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 song after song after song.
So, you said you just started in the summer. It sounds like it picked up pretty quick for you.
It's picking up really quick. Yeah. We got a guy helping us out with some bookings, and like December, that's when we're headed to Indianapolis, and then Pittsburgh after Christmas, and then the night after that, just like you said, we're playing a casino in West Virginia, and we're really looking forward to that run. And then next year is already starting to fill up. We're getting some festival gigs and some theater gigs, and we're really excited. We're wanting to put this thing on the road as much as humanly possible.
So, I know that you grew up with Jeff and you played in bands with Jeff, but as a band, where did everybody come from?
You mentioned AC/DC tributes. earlier, most of the guys in this band were in a AC/DC tribute for 20 years, and they went from playing AC/DC to Hank Williams Jr. and just killing it. And that's the thing about this band. I was just telling them earlier, we got such a tight group that knows what they're supposed to do. They got a job, and they all bear down and do it. And that's what
What was
makes
the AC/DC tribute, if you don't mind me asking?
100% Angus.
They
They
played
played,
here. They played
yeah,
here in my hometown like 2 years ago.
yep. That's the guys. Yep. And then we had a steel guitar player from Casey County, and the keyboard player from West Liberty, and there's 7 of us in this band. And that's the thing, you know how hard it is to get 3 or 4 people dedicated to something.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the thing we're so lucky about. Everybody in this band is ready to bear down and do whatever it takes to put the best Hank Williams Jr. tribute show on the road that we can, and that's what makes this thing just a beautiful thing.
So who all is in the band that's from 100% Angus?
The drummer Scott Leggett, and that's me and him are the driving force kind of behind this thing. We
Uh-huh.
keep everybody going. And then there's Jerry Dougherty, and he was the rhythm guitar player, and Tony Myers played bass.
Oh,
And
okay. Cool.
and our lead guitar player was Bangus, and 100% Angus. That's Jeff Bowen. He plays lead guitar for us.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, so is that different for those guys? Because a guy like him, who was the whole show at one time, now he's not the whole show. Is that different for them, or did they just fall into it?
Oh, it absolutely. Like I said, we when we decided to do this back in February, we were getting together seriously 2, 3, 4 times a week. We we grind, and Jeff, we all sit down and listen to parts and try to work out parts, and Jeff, he would he would send videos, and he'd say, check this out, and just nail it. He'll sit here. That's the thing, dedication. These boys will work and do what needs to be done, and it's like I said, it's such a change for them to go from playing, because that's the thing. Last year, towards the end of the year, their bass player uh, had some medical problems, and they asked me to come in and sit in and play bass for them. And so, jokingly, I'd always said I think a Hank Jr. tribute would be pretty killer. And come to find out later on, when we got to talking about it, they had actually discussed that in the past too. So it was just one of those things.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, if nothing else, fellas, you could be the singer of a ACDC tribute, singing it Hank Williams Jr. style.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I can't sing that AC/DC stuff there. I mean, just
well, you'd sing
hats
it
off
like
to those
Hank
singers.
Jr. You'd sing it like Hank Jr., not like Bon
Yeah,
Scott or
everything an octave or
Ron
2
Johnson.
down.
Yeah, I mean, stranger things have happened. I mean,
Oh yeah.
uh, but I'd heard they broke up. I just didn't know what happened to them. So that's interesting to know that that's where they went. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so so did you play in other bands yourself too for a while? I mean, as you were coming up, did you play in bands? Did you
Oh
have that
yeah.
kind of
Oh,
interaction?
absolutely. I played in a house band. I played drums for a house band in Tennessee for I think like 14 or 15 years, just every weekend, boom, boom, boom. So drums are my main instrument, but like back in the days with Jeff, we were an all original heavy band that I fronted, just lead screamer. So yeah, and
Lead
I've
screamer.
and I would sit in with other bands on drums and still do occasionally, but yeah, and sitting on bass with just country bands, and yeah, I've been doing that all basically since I'm 14, 15 years old.
Wow, wow. So, what do you feel is the next step or evolution for the tribute to Hank Jr.?
The next evolution, I think, is just more shows. We want to be. I've said it. They say they want to be one of the top tributes in America. I want to be the top tribute band in America. That's what I want to be. I want us to be the one you call on if you want a Hank Jr. type show. And Hank Jr., I mean, that's this. But if you want something around here, that's what we want to provide. That we want to provide the Hank Jr. experience to as many people as we possibly can.
That's cool. I mean, because in the tribute world, there's not a whole lot of country tribute artists. Like I said, American Soldier didn't even start till after Toby Keith had passed away.
Right.
So as these people start getting older and older and older and passing away, and things like that. I know there's some George Strait and there's some Garth Brooks, and there's an Alabama one called Boys in the Band. I think
Boys in
they're
the
called.
Band. They're
Yeah,
awesome.
they played here last year. So there's a lot of country to give to people once those artists are gone. So Hank's, how old is Hank now? Hell, he's
He
got to
just
be at least
turned.
80, right?
He just had a birthday recently. No, his birthday's in like March or something. I can't remember right off the bat, but he says himself, I'm not playing as many shows. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
And who can blame you? You've done it for that long, and I mean, you don't need to. So just do it whenever you want to.
And,
That's the
and
beauty of Hank, man.
ironically, on this new Rock the Country thing, I think this is the first time Kid Rock and Hank have played together in years.
I believe so.
You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, so that's going to be interesting. That's the reason I asked about Kid Kentucky. I mean,
Oh, it'd
that,
be cool to do a little collab.
yeah, that
Absolutely.
thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Oh,
him
we'd
and
be
Kid
up for it
Rock
for
did
sure.
do songs together.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And the fan base is just right there together,
For the longest time, people thought Kid Rock was his kid. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, of course, there's Hank 3. We all know him.
I love Hank the
And,
Third. Yep. Definitely.
and there's Hank 4,
Yep. He
which
sounds
is
a
his
lot like Hank.
cousin, his nephew, right? Hank 4 is his nephew.
I think it is. I think that's the way it goes. I get confused on how many Hanks
And
there are.
then there's like Hank 3, Hank 4, and then there's the Strange Band, which is, I
Yep.
think, Hank Third's son. So
Yep.
there's a lot of Hank out there.
Well, he's got who has more fans, and that we talked about that too. Who has a bigger fan base than him?
Yeah, I mean, well, I've seen Hank 3 back, uh, I guess it's been probably 25 years ago. He come to a place in Michigan and just blew me away that he sounds so much like his grandfather. And
He
then
sounds like
that's when
Hank
he was
Sr.
that's when he was doing the Hank Williams tribute. But then and then later on he would do the punk show where he did punk music. And
Right.
then later I seen Hank 3 play in Austin. I was at South by Southwest and I saw Hank 3 play in Austin, and he was playing with Phil Lomsano from Pantera and Arson Anthem. And I was like, holy crap, this guy can do anything.
Right. Right.
You know?
And see, that's the thing too. Myself, I'm a metalhead at heart. I love heavy stuff,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I grew up loving this too. The Hank Jr. stuff and all the country stuff, the Waylon and Conway and all that stuff. Love it, and it is a joy to play this kind of music and play it right. And
And a
that's
lot of their sons are playing music and grandsons. Like Wade Jennings is on his way to making things happen for himself, which is Waylon's grandson.
yeah. Is
And
that Shooter's boy?
no, that's his other son's boy, the
Oh
one that
yeah,
passed away.
right. And I'm a big
And
Shooter fan too. Love Shooter.
And then, you got like, on the other hand, you got Johnny Cash's grandson that's playing music, and Loretta Lynn's granddaughter, and Conway Twitty's grandson. And I mean,
Right.
there's so many of them that are coming up. And sometimes I think that, until I seen Hank Jr. on that show, I kind of forgot he existed, to be honest, because it was like, you just don't hear it. You know what I mean? And I think people like you keep that alive for bands, for people. I mean, it's like, you know, say somebody can't afford to go to that show, but they can afford to come see you.
Right. Right.
And if you are spot on what you're doing, then they're going to go away going, "Hey, I had a great time."
Right. Our last show was the Wildy Theater in Edwardsville, Illinois. We ended up selling it out first time there, and I mean the crowd. Oh, they were so great. They were into it. They were singing along, and afterwards it was pictures and handshakes. I mean, you could tell they had a really good time. That meant so much to us.
I bet. I bet you. Do you all, when you do shows now, are you all selling merchandise at all?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We are. Yeah, we'll see. We got some T-shirts and hats and koozies, of course, all that fun stuff.
How can people reach out to you that want to book you or, whatever else?
You can go to hankjuniortribute.com, and that'll give you a link to our all of our socials and actually our booking agent too. As he can link there and just send us an email, and we'll send you where you need to go.
Cool, cool. And do you have some dates you can tell us real quick that are coming out before the end
Uh,
of the year?
yeah. Actually, I was just looking at December the 21st. That's when we're going to be at the Hi-Fi in Indianapolis. And then December 26th, the day after Christmas, we're going to be at Jurgles in Pittsburgh. And
Wow.
then the 27th, the night after that, that's when we'll be at the Wheeling Casino in Wheeling, West Virginia. And that'll be a Friday night show. And hey, come to West Virginia, stay at the casino because Thunderstruck is playing Saturday night. So it's going to be
Oh,
Us
wow.
on Friday night, and then Thunderstruck's going to play on Saturday night. So the West Virginia is going to be off the hook at the first of the year.
I kind of learned about music with the old singer of Thunderstruck, Dave Moody. I grew
Dave
up in
Moody,
Louisville
he helps us
with
out
him.
so much. Yeah,
Moody's amazing in his new band he's in. He
Hairball, they kill it.
It's funny. I'll tell you a funny story. So me and my friend Andy went to see KK's Priest, and we're in the elevator to go up at the top of where we're going to sit. I look over, I'm like, and I look back, and I look at Andy, and I'm like, and I look again, I'm like, that's Dave Moody. And
That's
Dave
Dave
looks
Moody.
at me and goes, Dave looks at me and goes, "Hey guys, what's up?" And I'm like, "Holy crap, Dave Moody!" And it was just funny because I'd seen Moody and his new band, in the new tribute he's in,
Right.
um, like I don't know, 3 years ago when he played the Paramount in Ashland, and I hadn't seen him since, and that's right when he first started touring with that band. I mean, I think he'd been in it for about year and a half at that point, and I just remember him from Louisville. Man, he played with my friend Bobby all the time in bands that Bobby played in Louisville. So it's like
Right.
a small world. You know what I mean? That you go somewhere out of the blue, and guess who's standing in an elevator with you?
Right.
You know?
Right. Right. Oh, Dave's been great. He's been helping us out with some shows too. He's a great guy, and that's another band. If you get a chance to see him, go see Hairball. If you get a chance to see him.
Oh, amazing, dude. He he's doing it, man. It's like tribute bands were big at one time, and then they slacked off, and now they're getting big again. And it's like everybody has a tribute now. It's like there's a tribute to Taylor Swift, which everybody needs a tribute to Taylor Swift because it
Right.
costs you a fortune to get tickets. You
Right.
know,
Right.
and
Right.
and that's the
Exactly.
good thing about tributes. Like I was saying, is it might cost somebody to come to the casino or someplace to see 20 some dollars or $30. Whereas if you go to like Rock the Country and you want to see Hank Jr. or even Kid Rock, it's going to cost you $199 for 2 days.
On the
You know,
low
so
side. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
so it's always nice when you have those options, especially now that Kiss is not around anymore.
Right.
All the Kiss tributes, and it's it's pretty cool, man. I commend you for what you're doing. I mean, I seen some live footage that was on YouTube, and I enjoyed it. Can't wait to see you when you come to my hometown and
Can't wait to get up there. Yeah. It's gonna be
you
fun.
do this place, man. Is there anything you'd like to add in closing?
I believe that covers it all. I appreciate you having me on, man. Like I said, we're real excited to get out to this, get this thing out and show it to as many people as possible, and just hope to see y'all out there.
You want this air, breathe this air, but you